everybody? This is Cody James the Barker from the NWA, also the leader of Cody Country. You are watching Cole TV. Follow these guys on all their socials. Click, like, subscribe, share, and give these guys the respect that they give to you in content.
Oh, sorry. Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to a very special Halloween edition, a live episode of Pro Wrestling 60. And normally you know me as XLJ the OG, but tonight I am the angry Amish warrior, Roadkill J, the OG, joined by my partner in crime, straight from Brooklyn, New York, I believe.
Yo, listen. It's a PW60. It's the place to be where we cover all your wrestling minutes in.
You were doing
60.
so well.
It's PW60, yo.
Straight up.
And your mom is
Oh, nice.
not gonna say that on the air because we may get kicked off here. So,
well, happy Halloween to you, sir. How are you this fine evening?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing
Yes.
okay.
We're all Hallows Eve. That's right. We are. It's Halloween Eve. Cannot wait. But hey, we got a lot of pro wrestling stuff to talk about, don't we, Mr. B-Roll?
Yo, listen. This is Mr. B-Roll and the XLJ the OG, and we're here for Pro Wrestling 60. As we always say, as we always do, the clock starts now, you mother effing foos.
All right. Very nice,
Should
my
I-
friend. I could not do this.
Should I quit my day job? Should I quit my day job? Anybody out
I'm
there?
going to say yes, but I love you, buddy, nonetheless. Very good effort. Well, our top story this week, how apropos is it that we are going to be talking about? We got to talk about it. Night one of NXT's Halloween Havoc was a very historic show. Number one, it was an amazing show. And I'm going to say this. I thought night one was the best show of NXT I have seen all year.
I mean, even better than the one with The Undertaker?
A million times better than that episode. But I mean, the reason this is so historic, Mr. B-Roll, because literally over half the show, once again, dedicated to all the female talent at NXT. And I've got to tell you, man, they are killing it right now. We talk about it every week here on PW60. Slam Master J, that's right. But it was a great show. Let's get right into it. And of course, first off, we got to talk about that incredible main event matchup, that career-making matchup with Becky Lynch defending her NXT Women's Championship against Laya Valkyrie. This match was phenomenal, I thought. Great back and forth. This is like one of the better Becky Lynch matches I've seen in a long time. Matter of fact, outside of the match she had at Trish with Payback, I think this is Becky's best match of the year so far, honestly. And I thought it was just the storytelling was great. How Laya Valkyrie coming pretty much from the same country as Becky, watching these two phenomenal talents go at it. The finish was awesome too. And at the end of the day, Mr. B-Roll, we now have a new NXT Women's Champion, and her name is Laya Valkyrie. What do you think of this historic matchup on NXT?
Pretty freaking dope, and man, oh man, if it wasn't for maybe one other match, this could have been match of the week.
This is true. Yeah, it was a phenomenal matchup, man. But I like I say, I loved it. It was the cherry on top of an incredible show. But of course, Laya Valkyrie in this breakout moment, this historic moment for her, she's now the new NXT Women's Championship or champion. So you knew darn good and well she was going to be our wrestler of the week here on PW60. Huge congratulations to her. I'm excited to see what she's going to do with in the women's division in NXT and where it's going to go with her as the champion. How about
Well,
you?
and like you said it when her and Tiffany Stratton were going at it. You said like they had great chemistry. You feel they're going to be great rivals. So I imagine we're going to see that again here pretty soon. I don't really feel like we've seen a whole lot of her and Roxanne one-on-one.
I don't think so. No.
Like they've been in like triple threats together and four-way matches. So I'm excited to see that as well.
I also kind of feel the same way with her and Cora Jade too. I mean, I know they've had some matches, but I think that's something else you could like tap into as well. But
Yeah, yeah. A Cora Jade return to challenge for it, that would be.
Mhm. But seriously, the women's roster on NXT right now, it is. I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. It is now, in my eyes, maybe this is a hot take. I think it is tied for the best booked women's division. It's right up there with the Knockouts division. I am really blown away with what they're doing in NXT, especially in the women's division right now, and giving them the time they deserve. So I'm telling you, man, it is exciting. But like I say, that women's division loaded. Let's talk about some other matches on this card. How about Blair Davenport going up against Gigi Dolan in a lights out matchup? And you talk about an opponent for Laya Valkyrie. I'm telling you, I think Blair Davenport, in my opinion, may be the next one in line to get a shot at that NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah, I think you might. I think you just might be right. I do quite enjoy some Blair Davenport. I've enjoyed it ever since she burst onto the scene as the mystery attacker.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've enjoyed her stuff she's done in NXT so far, but I'm just waiting for that really big moment. And I think she would be in a phenomenal spot if they put her up against Laya Valkyrie. But she did pick up the win in this spin the wheel, make the deal, lights out match. But that wasn't the only lights out match we had. We had the Devil's Playground. Or I should say spin the wheel match. This was another spin the wheel, make the deal matchup. As we got to see Roxanne go up against Kiana James. And I got to tell you, I was really impressed with Kiana James in this matchup because she took a beating. Did you see her forehead by the end of this damn thing? It was
Yeah,
like freaking a lump the size of like a
big
giant piece of
big
coal.
big old gooser. Had a big
Yeah,
old gooser on there.
yeah, but man, oh man, this was a great opener too, by the way. And I loved having the gimmicks ringside for the playground, going down the slide and stuff. I don't know, I eat stuff like this up. But Roxanne picking up the win, but a great opener for
In the Freddy Krueger get up, that was.
oh yeah, and we forgot to mention Gigi Dolan's Beetlejuice gear, And hey, speaking of gear and get ups, man, I think Shotzi Blackheart and Scarlett may have won the night because I mean they had some pretty epic costumes throughout the night. I love the pinhead she was doing too. That was badass, man.
Kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Oh yeah, it freaked me out, but yeah, it was still pretty cool. But also we got to see we now know the finals of the breakout tournament, don't we, Mr. B-Roll?
Yes, we have Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice. And honestly, I kind of thought that the way they had been promoting both of these, I kind of thought I knew for sure Lola Vice was getting to the finals because they had been showcasing her quite a bit. I wasn't sure on the next one, and I just literally noticed that she's like wearing the Kalani Jordan's wearing like the spider Gwen gear.
Spider-Gwen.
Literally just noticed
I
that.
just picked up on that too. That's pretty dope. There was so much good gear at this Halloween Havoc show. I'm telling you. But yes, the finals of the breakout tournament will take place this upcoming Tuesday night on night 2 of Halloween Havoc. But I'm like you. I think like this is kind of what I thought we would probably likely be seeing in the finals. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Tuesday night, man. But
did you know though the one the one that Kalani Jordan beat, I think it's like Ariana Grace or something. That's Santina Morella's
Santino's
daughter.
daughter. Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yep, absolutely. So,
pretty cool.
which I mean, I think she's got a bright future in NXT. But like I said, I'll preach it to the choir, man. Like this NXT women's roster right now, it is loaded, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. They are killing it right now in NXT.
Loving every minute of it.
Well, hey, we also had some other big news in on night one of Halloween Havoc. You got to see Chase U is now your new NXT Tag Team Champions as they defeated the Family. I'm a huge Chase U guy, so I was so hyped to see this. And I love too, like how they've been teasing Thea Hale, like kind of like her kind of being like, whatever, because with her new partnership and whatnot. But like, I like how she broke character for a brief moment in excitement um, for this big win. But I'm stoked that Chase U. I got nothing against the Family. I mean, the Family was okay. They weren't one of my favorite acts, if I'll be honest with you. But Chase U, I love me some Chase U. So congratulations to them on winning the NXT Tag Team Champions this past Tuesday night. What'd you make of this matchup?
I was a little surprised, honestly, because Family hadn't had it for that long. But the way I see it, the Family they were good chasers for Gallus, and it doesn't really hurt them that much.
No, I don't think so. I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. But still, nonetheless, we got new NXT Tag Team Champions, and of course, the big debut of one Lexis King, aka the former Brian Pillman Jr., looked pretty solid in this matchup. But B-roll, I gotta say, I got a little bit of a gripe. Okay,
Oh,
and I love what Lexis King's doing. I love this stuff, but two things actually. Number one, Booker T needs to shut the hell up. Just so fucking annoying. That's my only real big bad thing with NXT is it's hard to get through 2 hours just because like he just I love Booker T, don't get me wrong, but him on commentary, I no. I just I don't like it. And I don't know, like I mean, I know they're trying to like set him apart from Brian Pillman, but like I don't know, Booker T kind of said some shit I didn't necessarily agree with, and I don't know. I feel like Lexis King is like I don't know, like, and maybe this is kind of what his character is supposed to be is like this obnoxious. I'm not my dad's kid. I'm not my dad's kid. It's like, okay, I get it. You don't want to be in your father's shadow. Like, go and do your thing, but you don't have to constantly fucking remind us that your dad was Brian Pillman. But I don't know. That's my only real gripes. But I love the entrance, by the way, where he comes out on the throne. Like that was pretty
dope freaking entrance, and I'm just gotta say, like, why does everyone that WWE sends out or AEW former AEW people that are in WWE now, like they're on a throne, like as you'll see in just a minute.
I didn't think about that coat. Yeah. Interesting. And yes, let's talk about that too. One Jade Cargill was in attendance for the main event matchup, and it seems like of everything they've been teasing, and this makes the most sense. I feel like Jade may end up in NXT to start off with. What do you think?
I think they are going to do like what they did with Dragon Lee. NXT for a little bit, and then now he's up on the main roster.
I will put it to you this way: she will be on the main roster, but come WrestleMania season. But I think you've got a couple months of her in NXT. But nonetheless, Jade is just all over the place.
If that is the case, though, would obviously if how they're teasing it, is she like right in the title picture?
She could be. She could be. You never know, man. Like anything can happen in the world of professional wrestling. But nonetheless, Miss Jade Cargill has made her presence known on WWE television the past couple weeks, and it's going to be very interesting to see where she goes from here. But as we mentioned, this was night one of Halloween Havoc. Night two is a stacked show this Tuesday night, Halloween night. You've got the return match for the NXT Championship with Ilya Dragunov defending against Carmelo Hayes. Your North American Championships on the line with a kind of a rivalry here that's been building over the past month. Dominic Mysterio defending against Nathan Frazier. Your WWE Women's Tag Team titles will be on the line as Chelsea Green and Piper Niven will defend against Chase Hughes, Thea Hale, and JC Jane. Also, we mentioned the finals of the Women's Breakout Tournament will be taking place too. Hey, we do got a spin the wheel, make the deal match as we're getting a tables, ladders, and scares matchup between the Creed brothers going up against Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Braun Breaker is going to be action against Mr. Stone. That's going to be interesting. And Tiffany Stratton in action as well. It's a loaded show this Tuesday night, man. I cannot wait to see Halloween Havoc Night 2 on NXT. But man, oh man, what a huge week it was in AEW as well. As Wednesday night, it was teased, and this has kind of been building over the past couple weeks. MJF and Kenny Omega, as MJF is near breaking the record of one Kenny Omega's reign, and surprisingly enough, they made this matchup for this past Saturday at Collision. Were you a little surprised to see them put this match on with such a kind of a short notice?
Well, I mean, they had to.
Yeah, I think
He was going to break the
their
he
hand
was going to
was
break the
formed,
record.
so it's
Yeah.
like we got to do it. It's now or never. But man, oh man, that match Saturday night, oh, chef's kiss, my goodness. Because at the end of the day, folks, no one is on the level of the devil. MJF will surpass Kenny Omega's record for longest reign, as he did defeat the Best Bout Machine in a barn burner on Collision on Saturday night.
I
And of
think
course,
what
that's
is
our
it?
match
Is
of the
it?
week.
Yeah. Is it? I think as of tomorrow he will have tied it, and then on Wednesday he passes it. I think,
That sounds about right.
or maybe it's today he tied it, and then tomorrow he passes it, or something like that.
It's something like that, but nonetheless, he's breaking the record. So, but man, oh man, I always love these matches with MJF too, where he gets put in these situations and he just like busts out like this crazy move set, this like hidden move set that nobody knows he really has. And that's the smart thing with him too, is he's like he only uses it when it's appropriate. He doesn't do it like every single match. So, just makes me love MJF all the more. But this was definitely our match of the week, and honestly, this could be a contender for match of the year. Incredible bout. I believe it went close to about 30 minutes. Dude,
They gave him a lot
I
of
need a
time.
rematch. I
Yeah.
need a rematch. A rematch on pay-per-view. Oh my goodness. Take my money now. But nonetheless, like I say, no big surprise. But this is our match of the week here on PW60. Woo! Sorry, I had to get that out of my system.
It's like, oh yeah, this happened this week too.
Hey, this almost was our top story, man, because there's so much happening in the world of wrestling. But this was a huge moment as the Nature Boy Ric Flair has returned home. That's right. What I mean by that is Ric Flair is back on TBS. How cool of a moment was it to see Ric Flair, Sting, and Tony Schiavone in a wrestling ring together on Turner Network television? That's just like
Well,
something I did not think I would say in 2023.
Let me do you one better. How cool was it to see that Sting, Ric Flair, Okada
Oh yeah,
were all on the same show?
It's nuts, man. This Dynamite this past Wednesday was insane, man. But such a pleasant surprise to see Ric Flair, and it looks like and it sounds like Ric Flair is going to be with Sting the rest of the way here in his corner in some capacity. It sounds like, and then of course, what a perfect foil for Christian Cage to come out and kind of ruin this moment. But still, though, nonetheless, man, it's great to see Ric Flair in AEW, and it's even greater, in my opinion, to see him back home where he belongs on Turner Broadcast Television. But I marked out for this moment. I know some people have kind of been thrown in there too. Like, does this mean Flair is going to wrestle Sting in his last match? I really don't think that's going to happen, and I hope it doesn't. No disrespect, but
I doubt that. Like,
I think Flair's going to be like in the corner or something, but I don't think he's going to actually physically be in ring with Sting. But I don't know, man. It's got a lot of people thinking about Sting's retirement, and one of those people is our very own Husky Rhodes. So, Mr. B-Roll, let's go to Husky. or hot take.
PW60, what's going on, folks? So, as stated last week, TNA Wrestling is back. Very, very excited for this. My idea for this hot take actually sprung from friend of the channel, Self Bet Wrestling. Go buy a Wrestle Talk Wolfpack Breast Cancer shirt. He says that Sting's final match should be an Impact against Christian Cage. I love that idea. I think that's awesome. But I think I've got one that's a little bit better. The person who should be retiring in TNA is Mr. TNA, the phenomenal AJ Styles. And I think his final opponent should be either a rerun of the triple threat from Unbreakable with Chris Daniels and Samoa Joe, or just Samoa Joe himself. What do you guys think?
Man, it's crazy to even think about talking about AJ Styles retiring, but that day will be here before you know it, B-roll. But interesting thought. I would love to see AJ kind of finish it out in TNA, but we'll have to. That I think that's a couple years down the road at least. But hey,
Yeah.
we talked about it.
I firmly believe though that I think AJ does do a indie run before he hangs it up.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be appropriate. But hey, we talked about it. Let's talk about that loaded dynamite from this past week. And you mentioned those big names, and hell, on top of all that, oh yeah, by the way, Rob Van Dam was on this card too, with our RVD teaming up with Hook to take on the Dark Order. Incredible opener with the dynamite ring on the line with MJF going against Juice Robinson. Of course, MJF picking up the win and is now this is 5 years straight or something. His 5th defense of this or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, as I'm in my Max Caster cosplay, I have these feelings for MJF now that I just can't seem to explain.
Listen, he's our scumbag and we love him dearly. Also, we got to see the Elite defend their ROH 6-man tag titles against the Hardys and Brother Say. Do we talk about that Swerve Strickland promo? Holy shit, that was kind of dark. I mean, I get it for what it was. What was it?
Borderline kidnapping, crimes committed on live television.
Little creepy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, very strong, but it was just kind of like, I don't know. And also, it looks like Tony Storm has a manager now, which I just love that they're involving Luther in that. Because he does. I look at him and he looks like a fucking 1950s movie producer. It's like, oh, okay, this makes perfect sense. I see it. I see the imagery.
May I pull the curtain back for just a second?
Yes.
That picture was in full color.
You made
I
it
changed
black and
it. I
changed
it.
Nice. That's my boy. Yeah. How appropriate for the starlet Tony Storm. I mean, we have to do it upright.
Timeless.
Your PW60. She's timeless, damn it.
I am ready for a cinematic match, like the timeless Tony Storm cinematic match.
Oh my god. That yes, the wheels are spinning in my brain right now, and I'm here for it. I love that idea, dude.
Sheeta's not the right dance partner for it, though. It has to be somebody else.
No. Hey, speaking of Sheeta, she retained her women's championship against Ruby Soho in a well-contested matchup. And what a main event. You mentioned it. The Rainmaker himself making a rare appearance in the U.S. as Kazuchika Okada teamed up with Orange Cassidy to go up against Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli. And I really feel like this was all done purposely to tease Danielson against Okada for Wrestle Kingdom. But there may be a hiccup in this, folks. As yes, Bryan Danielson was legitimately injured in this matchup. I believe, was it a broken orbital socket? I want to say. Nonetheless, the anticipation is that Danielson will be out the rest of the year. But hey, I'm just throwing this out there. Wrestle Kingdom's January 4th at the Tokyo Dome. What better way for Danielson to get his revenge? I'm just saying. Because now this is 2 times in a matchup he's been with Okada and he's been injured. So But hopefully he's okay. I mean, first and foremost, we want to, hopefully he's going to be fine because I mean that looks like a pretty nasty injury right there. Doesn't look too pleasant. But Brian Danielson will be out the rest of the year, but we do anticipate seeing him back early next year in AEW. Let's talk about Rampage from Friday night as we finally got the Santana Ortiz matchup, which was a great matchup. I just prefer it would have been on like a Dynamite or a Collision, if I'm being honest. But it was still a great matchup nonetheless.
I feel like they're trying to start trying with Rampage now.
I
Like,
will say that, yeah, I think there is some more of an effort. So I guess I can't fault it for that. You're right. I mean, it kind of has been some, I've actually wanted to watch the past, 3 or 4 episodes here lately. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a step in the right direction. We just gotta get past the whole like, oh, okay, it's like the third list show or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But also, it looks like Kyle Fletcher is officially a part of the Don Callis family after this past Friday night, I believe. I mean, I don't think they flat out said that, but seems
You're not in the family until you get added onto the painting. So we'll see. We'll see if he gets added onto the painting.
yes, and an incredible 4-way matchup that was won by Abaddon as she defeated Willow Nightingale, Anna Jay, and Sky Blue to become the #1 contender for the AEW Women's Championship.
Were you surprised by this? Because I wasn't.
No. As soon as they announced Abaddon was in, I was like, yeah, she's winning just because it's been so long and it's spooky season. So it was like, okay.
It's spooky season.
But nonetheless, she would receive her championship matchup on Saturday night on Collision as she went up against Hikaru Shida. And what were they dubbing this? Like a screen, some sort of like it was like a no DQ. Like I don't know. It had a bunch like there was pumpkins and all sorts of spooky stuff ringside.
I can't remember.
But I like to
thrills and treats or something like that.
something like that, yeah. But I like too how they were kind of like treating this and talking this up as like because like Abaddon has kind of been that one opponent that's always gives Sheeta problems because Sheeta's kind of been like scared from her in the past. But
I'm scared of her.
yeah, I don't see how you're not scared of Abaddon, but nonetheless, Sheeta does once again retain her women's championship as it looks like she is going to be heading into full gear to face Toni Storm. And speaking of Toni Storm, how about her coming down ringside afterwards? Did you see the viral thing that's like back? Yes, where Toni Storm literally pulls an orange out of the backside of her tights and gives it to the announcers, and somebody gave her like an orange to eat or something. It's like I don't know why that just happened, but I'm here for it. I'm fine with it. It was fucking hilarious. Hey, I thought it was really cool too. You got to see Rhett Titus on get a rematch for the Ring of Honor television title against Samoa Joe. Of course, it was pretty much a blowout match, but that's all right. It is what it is. Jay White in an impressive opener against AR Fox to kick off the show. And then also, what about Ricky Starks picking up the win against Dax Harwood? Were you surprised with that outcome?
Yes and no, but you know what I really want to talk about?
What's that?
House of Black, Los Ingobernables.
Yes. Oh my God, I marked the hell out when Los Ingobernables came down, and yes, it looks like we're getting a House of Black Los Ingobernables feud, dude. That's gonna be dope. Take my money. Just take it now, Papa Khan.
But Andrade needs to be involved.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting too how they kind of went back to talk to Andrade, and he kind of didn't say yes, but he didn't say no. So it's like, okay, what are you doing here? But we'll find out soon enough what's going on there. And then, of course, we talked about that tremendous main event with Kenny Omega against MJF. All these shows this week from AEW, like I say, they just knocked it out of the park, man. They are killing it right now, in my opinion. They've been very enjoyable. A lot of progression in the storyline, importance put into the matchups. The flow of these shows have been great. I think it's been awesome, man. What do you think about? Let me ask you this. I'm gonna put you on the spot. What do you think was the best show of the week out of these three? Dynamite, Collision, or Rampage?
Oh, out of AEW's three?
Yeah. It's hard to pick. I'm kind of leaning towards Dynamite, but then
I'm
again,
leaning towards Dynamite, and then I thought about the Kenny and
yeah. It's like
MJF,
they
but
had the marquee matchup, but that was all good. It doesn't matter what you think. Like it was all
yeah,
phenomenal.
it was all good. But I would give the slight edge to Dynamite. I think.
Yeah. Well, and anytime you can get Abaddon on your television, not once but twice in a week, I'm for that too as well. Which was exciting to see Abaddon back on TV. Hopefully, we'll be seeing some more of her, but very appropriate, especially uh, here around spooky season, as I said. But our good close friend, the Best Scout Machine, actually did some work with Abaddon here recently. Well, just check this out. Uh, what the hell was that?
Is he okay?
I don't know. Okay. We hope you're well, Best Scout Machine.
He's
It's,
maybe we're overworking him. Like
yeah, 'cause, I mean, he was Friday night movie night. He's gonna be on our Halloween special tomorrow. I don't know. I hope you're okay, buddy. So we love you. But anyways, let's we're talking about shows and just like flow and just everything going great. WWE's killing it right now too, man. We gotta talk about Friday Night SmackDown. B-roll. Moment of the night. Your tribal queen king comes out, raises that belt up, and then L.A. Knight. Oh, that crowd pops so hard, man. What'd you think of that?
pretty dope. Good for the megastar to show him how it's really done.
Yeah, and I just love like Roman. Roman did a phenomenal job too. You gotta give credit to Roman. I mean, he sold the shit out of that, just kind of like with that look and stuff. And the contract signing was very awesome. Of course, LA Knight would be on action later that night against Jimmy Uso. Uh, you had the Street Profits in tag action going up against the LWO. What about that John Cena promo and setting up? Now we got another match we're going to talk about here at the Crown Jewel when we update Crown Jewel. Dragon Lee was in action against Cedric Alexander, which that was an exciting matchup. I was like, oh man, Cedric's on TV. Hell yeah, give me some more Cedric Alexander on television. Damn it, I'm just saying. I feel like you were going to say something.
I was gonna say, if we learned anything this week, we need more Cedric Alexander on our TV and more Abaddon.
Yes, please. But Friday Night SmackDown was an awesome show. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw, which we always do this. It's like, God, this feels like a lifetime ago.
Man, it feels like it was a week ago.
I know, all right?
Oh, wait, it was.
It was a week ago. Of course, at the time, Becky Lynch was the NXT Women's Champion. She did defend against Indy Hartwell successfully. Of course, we all know what happened later on. Got to see the tag champs in action, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven going up against Natalia and Nikki Cross.
Well,
of course,
more so just Natalia.
More so just Natalia, yes. But by the way, like kind of related to that, but this week on Raw, we're getting Natalia against Chelsea Green. Kind of a fallout from this. Did you see Matt Cardona's post on Twitter today or Instagram?
No.
Oh my God. He posted this thing. There's a picture. It was like when back in that Survivor Series that one year where like it was when Becky Lynch got her nose broken essentially. So it was Raw versus SmackDown. And it shows all the SmackDown wrestlers lined up and Natalia's there and her hands down for some reason or other. It's right by Cardona's crotch. And Cardona just captioned it with long-term storytelling. Oh, I love Matt Cardona's like Twitter game, man. Even though he is the biggest hoe in pro wrestling, but still, we love Matt Cardona here at PW60. But Cody Rhodes ended up confronting the Judgment Day, which I mean that's been going on for a while now. Now we got a match with Cody and Damian Priest at the Crown Jewel. What do you think of the whole stuff with Tasawa and Alpha Academy? Pretty
Tozawa,
entertaining, but
Tozawa's killing it.
right? I'm just like,
Like,
wow, this is kind of out of nowhere, but I'm digging it.
when,
Awesome.
oh, and then I was just like, we forgot to mention he showed up on NXT too and took the Heritage Cup.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did show up on NXT. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. But also we got to see Drew McIntyre go up against Sami Zayn in a fun matchup, and Damian Priest going up against Jey Uso. Once again, Monday Night Raw was a pretty solid show. And we were talking about these guys.
How could we forget about
How
these
about
guys?
Dirty Dom and Logan Paul? Are these the two most hated men in wrestling right now?
Why? Possibly. They definitely may be as far as the WWE. I feel
Yeah.
like you throw Christian Cage and Don Callis in there.
Yeah, I think a little bit more heat there, but hey, when you've got good audio mixers working for your company, anything is possible. Oh, I went there. No, I still I know people talked about that a lot this week about the booze being built in or whatever, but still, Dominic Mysterio is killing it right now. Logan Paul,
Yeah.
it's natural heat, natural you just want to hate him. So I mean, it's you don't really necessarily. I don't know if they are doing that or not, but it doesn't matter. It's still entertaining nonetheless. But like I say, Crown Jewel is upon us, my friend. We pretty much know what the lineup is here now. Of course, your main event's going to be for that undisputed WWE World Championship with Roman Reigns defending against LA Knight.
Yeah.
The World Heavyweight title's on the line with Seth Rollins defending against Drew McIntyre. We now know we're going to see John Cena go up against Solo Sikoa, as well as Cody Rhodes will take on Damian Priest. Also added too for the whatever we're calling Io Sky's title, as she will defend against Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley will defend her women's championship. She's got a big task ahead of her. B-roll. She's going up in a 5-way matchup against 4 of the baddest women going in the WWE right now, including Shayna Baszler, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, and Zoe Stark.
Is this the Rhea Ripley coming out party? I
Could
mean, I think she's came out, but I think this
Yeah.
may be a coming out party.
Yeah, this big, especially if she dominates. But I don't know. This is going to be a tough challenge for Mommy. And then, of course, the United States title's on the line with Rey Mysterio defending against Logan Paul.
What I would like to see come out of it would be like her and Shayna Baszler coming out of it as like a feud.
I think there's multiple ways you can go with this too. Honestly, like any of these would be fun one-on-one matches. So, yeah. But man, Crown Jewel, it's looking pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, B-roll. I'm a little excited for it, and the best part is it's going to be on at 1 in the afternoon on a Saturday. Score.
And the best part is dirty Saudi money.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, I'm just saying, if Cole T got offered some dirty Saudi money, I'd probably take it.
I'd have to think about that one. I don't know. Well, hey, it's that time of the show. Money's money. Dollar bills, yo. Coming from Slam Master B. Well, hey, Mr. B-Roll, it's come that time of the show. Let's go to our Tribal Queen for your Tribal Queen tidbit of the week.
Hi, everyone. This is Tribal Queen Bree with your Tribal Queen tidbit of the week, and it's going to be kind of more of a rant today towards Triple H, Paul, whatever you want to call it. So, Paul, I want to know whose idea it was on Friday on SmackDown. My favorite, my guy, Austin Theory. Why would Kevin Owens punch him in the face? Some people are cheering Kevin Owens for it, but I don't like it. Why would you hurt that beautiful face of Austin Theory? You know, one half of who I'm going to call the pretty boys. So, why would you have him punch him in the face? That's just all I want to know. You know, give him his United States title back. Make it relevant again. And, well, after Logan Paul beats Rey Mysterio, we can get Logan Paul versus Austin Theory, and Austin Theory can win it back. There. That was your Tribal Queen tidbit or rant of the week.
Man, she loves her Austin Theory. A-Town down, baby. Well, hey, this week it was announced that AEW will be closing out the year Saturday, December the 30th, from the Nassau Coliseum, historic Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York, for AEW World's End. I love this graphic too, by the way. I'm getting very like Avengers vibes. Am I right?
AEW presents AEW World's End.
All right, let me throw a big hypothetical out there for you, B-roll. It's in Long Island. This is literally right before 2024 starts. Is this perhaps MJF's last AEW match?
Maybe. Who knows?
I mean, this
I
is
have so many theories that we need to talk about off air.
It is, yeah, it's going to be very compelling television building up to this. But it's exciting.
Mainly because we don't have time.
Yes. Yeah, you could do a whole like hour on your theories on this, like string theory. But once again, and obviously it's plain as day, folks. We are now in the era of AEW doing a monthly pay-per-view. It's exciting times. I just asked you this, Papa Khan. Please get it set up to where you're on Max next year because you are hurting XLJ's pocketbook. I'm just saying. But still, nonetheless, it's going to be awesome to see. And hey,
maybe it's called World's End, as it's the end of having to pay for the
pay-per-views?
Pay-per-view.
Maybe. I just ask one more thing. If you got the money, Papa Khan, go ahead and just buy the rights to It's the End of the World as We Know It. And that will be the theme of the show, just say. I'm not sure how much REM songs cost, but I bet they're a pretty penny. But hey, also, that wasn't the only thing announced this week, too. We forgot to mention this as well. WWE announced that they will be having a show in Germany. As they're going to be doing the Bash in Berlin for 2024. That'll be coming up, too. So, yeah, we got a lot of exciting stuff on the horizon for both WWE, AEW, and all pro wrestling. And speaking of all pro wrestling, this past Saturday, the NWA presented, and I'm going to butcher this, I think it's Salahan is what we're calling it. Like, I know it's a term for like something to do with Halloween or something, but I got to tell you,
Samahan?
No, it's Salwin or something like that. It's got some weird. I got to tell you, though, I watched this show. Dude, this was a pretty good show. Like, this is like, I'm really starting, like, now that we won't name his name is not the champion anymore there. I don't know. I feel like NWA has been a lot more entertaining. This was in Cleveland, Ohio. It was a pretty solid sold out show, man. There was a pretty good house there. There were some incredible matches on this show. I really enjoyed the Colby Carino matchup, the Falls Count Anywhere matchup. I thought it was hilarious. The headbangers going up against like Kerry Morton. And his partner, which I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name, but and it was like the rules of the match was like if you went for a pinfall and they kicked out, you had to do a shot. But this was a fun show, and the confrontation between Billy Corgan and Matt Cardona, and Tom Latimer in the main event going up against EC3, and Tom Latimer coming out in the Macho Man gear, and Camille dressed as Miss Elizabeth. Dude, this was a fun show. Like, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but if you haven't, you should definitely check it out because this was a good show. You got nothing?
I got nothing because I haven't seen it yet.
We're live now. Fair enough, my friend.
You call me out, brother.
Well, also this past Saturday night, it was in New Japan Pro Wrestling's Fighting Spirit Unleashed that took place at Sam's Town in Las Vegas, Nevada. Pretty solid show from New Japan. An incredible New Japan Strong Women's Championship matchup with Julia defending against Hyan. Which, man, Julia right now, she just got ranked number 2 in the PWI's like top women's wrestler. She's literally right behind Rhea Ripley. She is going to be somebody we're going to be talking about significantly more in the next year or so, I think. She is on fire. She's killing it. And once again, is your in New Japan Strong Women's Champion. Also, we got to see Eddie Kingston successfully defend his openweight championship against Hanare in a physical confrontation. Kojima actually won a 4-way to become the number 1 contender for the openweight championship. So he will be meeting Eddie Kingston. And also in the main event, we got to see Shingo Takagi defeated Tama Tonga to win the Never Openweight Championship. And it does look like the next one in line for a shot at that belt is one AEW's Trent Beretta. But this was an awesome show, man. This is another one. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Get the replay. It's really, really good. It's good shit, pal.
So much wrestling.
It's in so little time. And speaking of so much wrestling, we got to talk about what's going on in the world with Stardom. And there's only one person we can turn to. Let's go to the light-skinned Gaijin with the Stardom report.
Have I had a chance to read the PWI 250 top women's wrestlers? Why would I be upset about the list? Because they left off Hazuki. Look, as disrespectful as it is to Hazuki, I'm here to tell you that I'm not going to be upset about it. No, I'm not upset. Why should I be? Look, publications like this screw up all the time. I'm not that upset. Look, we're talking about the same publication that left off Tetsuya Naito the same year he won the G1. I'll tell you what bothers me. Why is Koguma on the list but not Hazuki? Am I a little bothered? Yeah, I'm a little bothered by that. PW60 family, welcome to the dungeon. I am the light-skinned Gaijin Denard Ramon, and I'm going to try and catch you guys up on the entire Goddess of Stardom Tag League. Night 1 would kick off with the team of O2 line Azumi and Miyu Amasaki having to forfeit away 2 points to the team of Mirai and Mai Sakurai, who are going by the team name of Mirai Saku. The Club Venus tandem of Mina Shirakawa and Waka Tsukiyama, going by the team name of Moonlight Venus, would defeat the tandem of Saya Ida and Hanako, going by the team name of Maximum Za Mini. The team of Crazy Stars, Suzu Suzuki and Mei Seira, would team up to face the team of Prominence, Risa Sera and Hiragi Karumi. That match would go the distance to a 15-minute time limit draw. The team of Megasis Megan Bayne and the Empress Micah, going by the team name of Divine Kingdom, which, by the way, they are my favorite to win this entire tournament, ended up scoring 2 points over Reiwa Tokyo Towers, the team of Ami Sourei and Lady C. Oedo ties Natsuko Tora and Momo Watanabe, who are going by the team name of XL, ending up defeating the God's Eye team of Shori and Saki Kashima, going by the team name Anikan. And in the main event of Night 1, FWC ended up scoring a victory over fellow Stars team of Eye Contact, made up of Mayu Iwatani and Hana. Night 2 of Korakuen Hall would see the God's Eye team of Saki Kashima and Shori score a victory in their first 2 points of the tournament, gaining a victory over Saya Ida and Hanako, the team of Maximum Za Mini. In a huge upset victory over my favorites, Eye Contact of Mayu Iwatani and Hanan ended up scoring a victory over Divine Kingdom, Megasis Megan Bayne, and the Empress Micah. And speaking of upsets, Mirai and Mai Sakurai ended up scoring a victory over FWC, and the upsets just kept on coming in Korakuen Hall as the team of Crazy Stars, Suzu Suzuki and Mei Seira, scored a victory over Mafia Bella, Tekla, and Julia. The team of O2 line, Azumi and Miyu Amasaki, would gain their first 2 points, scoring another upset victory over FWC. Eye Contact would continue their momentum of defeating the team of Mirai and Mai Sakurai, and Natsuko Tora and Momo Watanabe would defeat Tekla and Julia to gain another extra 2 points in the Red Goddess. Saturday, October 28th would see 2 Goddess of Stardom Tag League matches, one from the Blue Goddess and one from the Red. Azumi and Miyu Amasaki of O2 line would defeat the team of Ami Sourei and Lady C of Reiwa Tokyo Towers. And as for the Red Goddess, it would be Saki Kashima and Shori scoring a victory over Mina Shirakawa and Waka Tsukiyama of Moonlight Venus. As for tonight's Halloween Dark Night event that happened earlier today, it would be Prominence taking on the team of Shori and Saki Kashima, with Prominence coming out on top, gaining another extra 2 points. So here's what the standings look like in the Blue Goddess so far. There is a 3-way tie with the team of Eye Contact, Mirai Saku, and O2 Line, all sitting at the top with 4 points. My favorites in Divine Kingdom have 2 points to their team name, along with 2001 Goddess of Stardom Tag League winners in FWC, while bringing up the rear is Cosmic Angels tandem of Tam Nakano and Yuna Mizumori, as well as Ami Sourei and Lady C of Reiwa Tokyo Towers. As for the Red Goddess, it's Suzu Suzuki and Mei Seira leading the pack with 5 points. The team of XL and Anikan tied at 4. Prominence in the middle with 3 points. Moonlight Venus with 2 points to their team name, while bringing up the rear is Mafia Bella and Maximum Za Mini. Now that you're all caught up with the Goddess of Stardom Tag League, make sure you subscribe to my channel at Light Skin Gaijin. I've been gone for a little while, I've been feeling under the weather, and I do plan on releasing episode 3 of the Joshi Breakdown, as well as giving you 10 Joshi wrestlers that you should be on the lookout for in 2024 from that PWI Top 250 Women's Wrestlers list. With that said, I'm the Light Skin Gaijin, Denard Ramon, and remember, Joshi Wrestling is for everyone.
Did you get all that, B-roll?
I did. I don't know how he sits there and does all those names so
so damn impressive.
And
hey,
that's the hardest part right there.
If you're not following Light Skin Gaijin on YouTube and TikTok and every other social media platform, do yourself a favor and do so. I'm just saying. Well, hey, this was a little bit surprising this past weekend in the world of pro wrestling. Ronda Rousey showing up at an independent wrestling event. I kind of was thinking Ronda was through, but I think she still got the wrestling bug. Apparently so, because it was announced that Ronda Rousey will be at the Wrestling Revolver Unreal show on November the 16th. Very interesting happenings here for Ronda Rousey. What do you think of this, Mr. B-Roll?
I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, I am too. I really was like, that's I did not see this coming, but good for her, man. I mean, and hopefully it's pretty cool. Hey, she's gonna be reunited with one of her besties, Marina Shafir. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with this. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens on November the 16th. Speaking of the indie world, there was this really badass promo that dropped this week from one Brian Keith, as he's called out Bryan Danielson for a future matchup somewhere down the road. Now, we do know because of the injury that won't be happening anytime this year. But, dude, Brian Keith and Bryan Danielson in a one-on-one matchup, fuck and yeah, that would be a classic. What are you chuckling about that over there, Slam Master?
That you were like, fuck and yeah?
Because it does just that for me.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Or like this. And that's a good thing.
I can't believe that Brian Keith is not signed still.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, but I mean, it's also good for him. And he's just building up more and more. Like, people know he's probably the best wrestler going on the indie scene today. Just saying. Now, this was an interesting development. Alexander Hammerstone has apparently asked for his release from MLW. Now, as of this broadcast, we have not heard anything if that release has in fact been granted, but he has went ahead and requested it. So it seems as if Mr. Hammerstone wants to be working elsewhere. I've heard some people throw out Impact. I've heard NXT. I mean, if this was like a year ago, there would be a certain Dudley Do-Right looking motherfucker who's 80 years old, be twirling his little mustache, be like, oh, I need that guy. He looks like Hulk Hogan 20 years ago. But nonetheless, Hammerstone's a talented wrestler, so it's going to be interesting to see. But as we all know, he's still at the day is one of the biggest hoes in wrestling, according to our good buddy Alex Kane, who confirmed that on our interview we did with him last week here on Cold TV. Just saying.
Which is available now.
Well, also, we did find this out. The Samoan SWAT team had requested, and they are now gone from MLW. Gonna be interesting to see where they land. I know a lot of people are instantly gonna be like, "Oh, bloodline," but I don't think they're gonna go that route. But I could easily see them show up in Impact Wrestling, especially since they announced that they're going back to TNA Wrestling or NWA too now with that TV deal in place. Mr. B-Roll, there's just so many options for all this.
Endless possibilities is what you're telling me.
Endless possibilities. I gotta say, I'm getting a kick out of this story. Apparently, Grayson Waller's next big rivalry is not with anybody from the WWE. Oh, no. He is at war with the Swifties. I know, right? Making some disparaging comments about the Taylor Swift fans, which honestly, he ain't wrong. I'm just saying.
Because the hate is gonna hate, baby.
I just love that this is going to be a thing, and I hope he continues on his rants against the Swifties. Who knows? Maybe we get Taylor Swift at WrestleMania. You never know. Hey, this was awesome news. the documentary on Vladimir, the superfan, finally has seen the light of day as it is now available on Peacock all these years later. Have you watched this yet, B-Roll? I gotta tell you, I've watched it. It's a pretty dope documentary. It's really cool to like see his backstory because, like, I mean, I feel like I've known this guy for years, seeing him in the crowd, but like now knowing like his backstory, like where he come from and his fandom and all that, is a very fascinating watch, and I highly recommend you check it out over on the Peacock, that is. And Monday Night Raw may be moving from Monday nights. What the fuck? Like, really?
What are they
So,
gonna do? Go to Wednesdays?
oh shit, man. Now that would just Tony Khan's head would explode if that happened. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really know. I just can't see them moving for Monday nights. But then again, they've been in that time slot for like 30 plus years now. I just can't see them moving. I think it's just like talk. It's just hearsay for now. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what
It's
happens.
hearsay, I say. Hearsay.
Yeah, I just can't. Even if they go to a different network, I still can't see them changing the time slot. But that's just me. Well, Mr. B-roll, you look like you're kind of you're pretty chill over there as your Slam Master B. Why don't we spice things up a little bit? Let's go to Spicy Guac with a spicy take.
What is up? It is your boy, the spiciest of guacamoles, letting you know, midway spooky season, calling it Dami Mommy, Halloween. It's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be unavoidable, and a lot of people are gonna be confused.
He ain't wrong, man. Well, hey, our boy Spicy Guac, or his alter ego Gustavo, had a pretty big weekend. Check this out.
Ring the bell! I'm gonna ring the bell! Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Andrew Leo's champion! The team of Main Event Steve Aaron! Yes! The real deal, Muggsy Skills, and Goo!
Well, congratulations to our boy Spicy on winning his first championship. He is a trios champion. We couldn't be prouder of you, my friend. And hey, speaking of proud, our good friend Brian Asbury, who runs the Developmentally Speaking podcast over on YouTube, man, he had a huge episode drop today as he talked to Declan McMahon, which is one of the first podcasts I've ever heard of Declan McMahon talking about pro wrestling and the WWE
Here comes the
mainly.
money.
Here comes the money. Some of the interesting tidbits from this interview that came out, at least to me, was how he pretty much Declan said out of all the McMahon grandchildren, he felt like he was the best suited to join the WWE and continue on in the family tradition. So we may be seeing him in the WWE someday. Not a shocker there, I guess. But also too, he talked about wanting to have a triple threat with his brothers in a Hell in a Cell, so he could be like his dad and kind of jump off a Hell in a Cell. Crazy stuff, man. But if he's anything like his dad, dude, he's going to be a talented in-ring performer, that's for sure. And hey, do us a favor here at PW60. If you're not doing so already, go check out Developmentally Speaking's podcast. They have some incredible. Brian has some incredible interviews. I know he's got one coming up here with Harvey Whippleman or Downtown Bruno. Of course, this just dropped today, and there's so many other great interviews they have on their Developmentally Speaking podcast. So go give them a follow here on YouTube for the tubes of you. Also this week, Brandy Rose opened up her yoga studio, the Naked Mind Yoga Studio, and is doing this kind of on her own type of deal, as well as I think she is working somewhat with DDP. I mean, it's two different entities, but still, it's pretty cool. And congratulations to her. Would love to see her back in a wrestling ring. But if this is her new passion, then hey, I'm all for it, man. That's awesome. And how about this B-roll? You talk about random. Das Wonder Kid. Man, that's a name I haven't said forever. Alex Wright was spotted recently at a WWE live event in Germany. Dude, I need an Alex Wright freaking a documentary or something, damn it. So just give me what I want, Papa H. I'm just saying.
Give me what I want.
Well, hey, speaking of random, let's go to Brian with Brian's random moment of the week.
Boo. There you go. That's kind of scary, especially up close like that. Hi. Yeah. Trimmed it up quite a bit. Nice. Back again for PW60 and continuing with the little series I got going for the random moment of the week about wrestling factions, looking back in history or eventually maybe even today. And you give me your ultimate version. Again, kind of reminds me of the whole Red Lobster, create your ultimate feast with these different items. Well, that's kind of what the concept is here with this. And last week I mentioned the Heenan family. So we're going to move ahead in the WWF timeline into the Attitude Era, into the late 90s. And a group that was led by The Undertaker, and how appropriate with it being around Halloween and spooky and boogie and all that junk and whatever. So how about this? The Ministry of Darkness. So we have to think back to all the people that were a part of it. It's a pretty big faction. Now, again, it, of course, got bigger when they became the corporate ministry, which is kind of a weird thing putting it together. It's kind of like, okay. Yeah. Imagine those boardroom meetings, and yeah, we'll kind of keep it from there. Anyway, so here's what I want you to do. Much like with the Heenan family and trying to be part-time, full-time, temporary, all that. Let's just go whittle it down to 5. Much like with the Heenan family last week, I want you to give me your 5 only members. Now, of course, if you want to keep Paul Bearer as a manager, he's not counting as a member, as an active wrestler. So he's kind of there by default, obviously. Undertaker, obviously the one who founded it in a sense, along with Paul Bearer, he's kind of by default. But if you want to take him out, you can put someone else. If you want to say Undertaker, the Acolytes, and the other 2 spots for whoever, people who weren't even in the faction, you can do that as well. You can say, well, there was these people, but this person, Vampiro, for example, from WCW, if you wanted to put him in there, you could do that as well. So have yourself a great day, and yeah, give me your ultimate version of the Ministry of Darkness. Boo.
Ah! Terrified.
Terrifying.
Well, we love you, Brian. And as always, we love our Wrestle Talk family. And this week, for our Ruby Ringside Wrestle Talk Content Creator of the Week, had to go with one Sean Solo. And I got to say, I was blown away this week. he like put out a video, like he was doing some cosplay. He was dressed as the Big Boss Man. It was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. But Sean's always like a super positive dude on TikTok, always like commenting on a ton of videos, always engaging, has some great opinions, some great thoughts. Love Sean. And he is our Ruby Ringside Wrestle Talk content creator of the week. If you're not following, folks, give him a follow. This week, I love this myself personally, B-roll, because this is like two of my favorite worlds crossing over, wrestling and horror movies. As this week on Joe Bob Briggs' Halloween Drive-In Special, where they were watching Demons 2, by the way, Danhausen showed up as the very special guest. This was awesome, man. I love this show from the get-go. I always watch Joe Bob Briggs, but like just seeing Danhausen on here, it was beautiful, man. It was a thing of beauty. I loved it. If you haven't done so, check it out. It's on Shudder, man.
He's
It's an
very,
awesome show.
very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Very evil.
Ah, fuck. Not again. Why? Why can't we be done with this tattooed son of a bitch? Just go eat some goddamn cupcakes at that fucking Chicago bakery. I'm sorry, I had a meltdown on the TV here. Or on YouTube. Yes, CM Punk was backstage at Impact Wrestling's tapings this past Friday. No shocker there, but that's all it is.
You want to know? I got
the hockey's going on. Just do you not have season tickets to the fucking Blackhawks or something, man? Come on, man.
I've got an inside scoop for you. The Wolf Man has been backstage at PW60 this whole time.
What about the Wolfman? Love me the Wolfman.
This whole time.
Well, hey, also this week we found out that Final Battle will be exclusively on Honor Club. So you won't be able to see it on pay-per-view, but if you do pay for your subscription for Ring of Honor, you're going to be able to see it there. And finally, our last story this week, it has been announced, or at least it's rumored, that WWE SummerSlam in 2024 may be returning to Cleveland, Ohio. So apparently where the Browns play is what my understanding is where they're possibly looking as a potential venue for SummerSlam to return. So it's going to be interesting to see nonetheless. And also it looks like oh, yes, Slam Master B made it back right at the close of the show because Mr. B-Roll, we have come to the end here of Pro Wrestling 60 this week. This special spooktacular episode. And hey, speaking of spooky things, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, for our 3rd annual Halloween special. This may be our best one we've done yet, folks. But you can check that out tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. And hey, if you're in Louisville Wednesday night at Dynamite, your boys are going to be there too. Come say hi to us at Dynamite at KFC Young. That's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. I'm XLJ, the OG, or the Angry Amish Warrior, Roadkill JOG, along with Slam Master B. We'll see you next week. Another episode of Pro Wrestling 60. Peace.